Welcome to Cutscenes and Cupcakes. We are the podcast that talks about video games and then we rate them in desserts. And I am Marley.
I'm Lindsay.
I'm Steph.
Sorry, Steph.
That's okay. We are still recording via stream services, so
Yes.
We're still not figuring it out, but still at the whim of the streaming services.
It's true.
If you will.
Yes, because we just don't always know who's gonna go second or third. It's a race. It's a race.
I hope I win.
But you didn't this time. Sorry.
Well, I was quoting a movie. Gosh.
I know.
What movie? I'm curious.
Rat Race.
Yep.
Oh, whoa! You're right.
For you.
I haven't seen that in so long.
I've always had a little crush on Seth Green.
I have too, especially I liked him, but then he plays a part in Mass Effect, and I fell in love with him.
Oh.
I hope with the tongue piercing.
Oh yeah. I love he just shows up in the most random stuff. I loved when he showed up on Community.
Yeah.
Oh,
that was
Grey's Anatomy.
Grey's Anatomy.
Oh yeah, with the artery. Oh my gosh, there's so much blood.
We should just create a Seth Green podcast where we talk about Seth Green and only Seth Green and always Seth Green.
Let's do it.
I can listen to that.
Seth Green is coming for you.
Anyways, but that's not what we're talking about today. Today we're talking about Sims 4.
Yay!
Yay! A fun little game that neither I or Steph really ever got into, mostly because we're not really PC gamers. I mean, I don't know, Lindsay, I don't know if you really even consider yourself a PC gamer, but you have played games on the PC, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. So, not that we have anything against PC gamers. We love PC gamers, but we're just not them.
Right.
You can call Sims a little game.
It's a pretty big game.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. But
this little country called America, this little musical called Hamilton,
this little podcast called Cutscenes and Cupcakes.
that one kind of works.
No, it does. But I just since I don't have a PC gaming setup, I've just never gotten into it. But then I saw for PlayStation Plus, one of the free games a few months ago was Sims, and we were just like, oh, let's do that sometime. So we all just downloaded it and we're like, cool, let's do it. So we did.
Yay! And I was so happy to finally get you guys playing it.
Yes.
Yes, there will be spoilers.
Spoiler warning. But before we do that, talk about the game is what I mean by that, and doing it. Let's do our not a sponsor segment.
Yay!
Lindsay,
can I go first? Because I'm scared that me and Stephanie have the same one.
Do it. Go first.
Mine is Hamilton, the musical. As previously mentioned by Stephanie. Recently just came out on Disney Plus 2 days ago. I've been a huge fan. I named my cat after him. And
your feral tomcat.
That's true. But yeah, no, I've been a huge Hamilton fan. Stephanie actually introduced me to Hamilton, but I got into it and I listened to it.
Now you're stealing it from me for not a sponsor.
I know. That's what happens when you have friends. They betray you. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding.
That's funny because that ties into what my not a sponsor
is. It totally does.
But continue.
It totally does. It
continue.
Really does. So, yeah, I was so excited to see it, in musical form, like see it, instead of just listening to it and crying at my office desk about Philip dying for the 5th time that day.
Well, spoiler alert.
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry.
It's a historical story.
It happened like
About
200-300 years ago. So
1700s.
yeah. But yeah, so I was so excited to watch it, and I finally did, and I was just so moved by like Lin-Manuel Miranda's emotions and his face. Like he is literally crying as he's singing parts, and I just, oh my gosh, it was so moving. And it was just, the choreography was amazing, the dancing was unbelievable. It was just really cool. So that's my not a sponsor.
I know. I was talking to someone about how Lin-Manuel Miranda doesn't have the strongest voice, and they were kind of saying that they thought Christopher Jackson or Leslie Odom Jr. could have played the main character. And I'm like, first of all, it's a baller move to put yourself as your main character in your own show.
Mm-hmm.
And second of all, Lin has been studying Hamilton and his life story in great detail for the past, like, I think he took like 2 or 3 years to write it. Like, I think that is why he chose to be Alexander Hamilton, is because he knew the role inside and out. So
that's pretty
well,
incredible.
And I think his voice works. Like his voice worked so well with like Leslie Odom Jr.'s in like Dear Theodosia and stuff like that. Like I was thinking about it too as I was watching him. Like, he's not a traditional singer.
No.
You know, he's more of a rapper. So it's kind of, when you get in the singing, you're just like, oh, you know, like he doesn't have that belty kind of voice, but he totally pulls it off.
Yeah.
Is Leslie Odom Jr. the one that plays Aaron Burr?
Yes.
Yes.
And his voice is gorgeous.
So I've seen half of it, you guys. I was gonna finish the rest of it, but my internet crapped out and Disney Plus just was not working. And I didn't have enough time to finish the movie before I had to go over to my parents for dinner, but I will finish it. I have like an hour left, but I'm really liking it so far. I tried listening to the music like on Spotify, but I was doing it at work and I couldn't concentrate on it. So I didn't know what was going on. And then I just never like circled back to it. And then when I heard that they were coming out with like the actual like movie, I was like, oh, okay, cool. Now I can finally like watch it and listen to the music. And yeah, I really do like it so far.
Good. You need to finish it.
I will.
Because it gives you all the feels.
I know. I've heard that like the last little bit, like, yeah. So I know I'll get there sometime this week.
Good.
But so speaking of betraying your friends, my not a sponsor is a fun little card game called Unstable Unicorns. I went to Target one day and I'm like, I want a board game. And so I was like, this one looks cute and silly, and I think my friends and I would enjoy this. So I bought it, and we have enjoyed it so far. I also got the expansion pack for the dragons, and it's really fun as well. But yeah, because essentially what that game is, is like the tagline is like, the unicorns are your friends, and like betray all your friends or something like that. I don't know. It was just funny. Like, your friends aren't your friends, the unicorns are, or whatever. But it's funny. But yeah, it's a fun little game. I mean, you can definitely make enemies. Like, I think the first night we played it, Steph's husband Blake, I think I made like him like super mad because I kept thwarting all of his plans, because he was just like, he was being like a little bit of like he was being a powerhouse that day. And I was like, no, you are not going to beat all of us. And so I kept playing like the perfect cards, and so I could stop his unicorns. It was great.
It was great. It's a fun game. I have enjoyed it. It is like, it's not a long game, and I think that's a big thing that I like about it. Not that I don't love long games, long intense board games, but sometimes you need just something quick and silly and fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Steph, what's your not a sponsor?
My not a sponsor is quite self-serving.
Oh. Oh, I know what it is.
So this past like month or so, I've been working really hard to open my own business.
Woo!
Girl boss.
So my not a sponsor is my massage business Zen Bee. So it's just a little massage place in Bountiful. It's nothing that exciting other than the fact that it's all mine. Well, I share it with someone, but it's all ours. And it's a big step, it's a good step, and it's exciting to like kind of be doing our own thing and seeing how like where it goes. So yeah.
I am going to be experiencing it this week, and I am so excited to see all the hard work you've done. And yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah.
I'm really happy for you, Steph.
Oh
Thank
yeah.
you.
I know. I experienced it last week and I was very impressed. Like, yeah, it's a very nice room, very nice setting, and um she even had Taylor Swift music playing. Like it was like this like piano, like very like really pretty piano music. But I was like, I know this song, and she's like, it's Taylor Swift. I'm like, what?
Sometimes song music just gets very old, so I have some video game soundtracks as massage music, and then I just was doing instrumental music the day that you were there.
Mhm. It was fun.
Oh, that's fun. I'm excited to see what you're going to put on for me.
I should start tailoring it to every guest.
I think you should. That definitely won't
yeah.
be time consuming at all.
Not time consuming at all.
Yeah, get those tips. Come on, Steph. Earn them.
It's the
Not-
music, not my skills.
Yeah, not your massage skills.
I want you to go into like a job interview and be like, oh, I started my own business. And like, oh, great. What did you do? Well, first and foremost, I was a DJ. But then I also did massage
Oh, so like
therapy.
you worked at a club? No, I'm a massage therapist.
Not to be confused with music therapy.
DJ Khaled.
Meow, 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 meow.
Oh goodness. Okay, well let's get into this. Let's talk about Sims.
Yay!
Should
So-
we dive in?
I think we should jump in.
You
Okay.
Like feet first, not fingertips first.
Right.
I'll
So
do the tip.
The Sims 4 came out in 2014.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was in college. I was in Logan. I waited every day by the mailbox for it to come in the mail.
That's so funny.
I
Oh my
don't think
gosh.
that's an exaggeration at all.
It isn't. Like I would wake up and hear the mailman, like because my bed was right by
The
the
mailbox.
exterior wall where the mailboxes were, so I could hear him open the mailboxes. I'm like, mail's here. Need to go check it.
So, is there a Sims 5 by now?
No, not yet.
Oh, interesting.
They've just been expanding on this one a lot.
Yeah, I've been looking at the Wikipedia page and like there's like this huge chart like all about the significant where'd it go? Like all the significant features added, like free game patches. And then underneath that, there's like all this stuff about like all the expansion packs. Like it is crazy. They've been working on this game and keeping like adding to it for like 6 years. And it looks like it didn't come to PlayStation and Xbox until 2017.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like there's some specific reasons for that, which we were talking about.
Oh, let's
Did you
talk
know
about
The
that.
Sims game turns 20 this year.
What?
The Sims games turn 20 this year.
Oh.
I believe it.
Their
I was
20th
there for The
anniversary.
Sims 1.
Oh my gosh.
So they are predicting that they will be doing a special announcement for Sims 5 on their 20th anniversary.
Oh.
That's kind of cool.
So
That is cool.
Keep your eyes peeled.
I will.
Actually, don't peel your eyes. That seems very...
That sounds horrible.
All right.
But yeah, let's get into
So
the nitty gritty.
Specifically about Sims 4 on the PlayStation, which is how Marley and I experienced it.
Yeah.
So it was a free download, which was awesome. And we download the game. It's a pretty long download, if I remember correctly, too.
It was not bad, but it should have been smaller, I feel like.
And then,
Oh my goodness, the complaining already.
oh, you just buckle up, sweetheart. And then you get to the design feature, and you are designing your sim. You guys, designing your sim on the PlayStation is not my favorite thing at all.
I remember when I think you first downloaded the game, Steph, and we were all at your house, and we like pulled it up, and we were like, oh, let's just check it out. And I remember we sat there probably for like 10 or 15 minutes trying to figure out how to like select like the different body parts so that we can actually like start designing the character. You know, like we were like, how we keep seeing like a menu over here and a menu over here, and like nothing was working. And then we finally figured it out, and basically it was like the layout was like as if you're on a computer screen, so there's like a mouse,
right? So you have to push the touchpad to like activate the cursor, and then you can kind of just like pinch and pull the features as you would in the PC. But yeah, I will say the porting from PlayStation or from PC or Mac to PlayStation is a little, if not extremely, bumpy and rough.
I'm not like an artistic person at all, so I wanted like just a list of the things that I could have. But what you got was like pre-made people with the features that you wanted. But if you clicked on the feature that you wanted, even though it was in a category like nose shapes or hair, you got the entire person instead of just the feature that you wanted.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm just not the type of person to spend like 15 minutes making my perfect nose.
I mean, I am.
I know you are. That's why it's a great game for you.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what, I definitely didn't spend as much creating my character as I did creating my Red Dead character. and Red Dead has a lot of very similar things where you can like manipulate like the cheek sizes and the noses and the mouth, like everything. Like it was very, very like detailed, you know. So going into Sims, like when I was making my character, I was just kind of like I was actually overwhelmed by it. And plus, again, like the controls were it's very wonky. You know, it wasn't easy to like get the perfect nose placement or lip like mouth placement. You know what I mean? Like you just kind of were like, well, okay, that looks good, because that took me way too long to Huh?
Yeah, you're kind of just like, I'll take it, I guess.
Yeah. Creating the characters, but then even when I was designing my house, which is probably the majority of the time I've played Sims, has been designing my house, because that's my jam, is decorating. But like I was really frustrated because the controls and even like the camera angles and like using your joysticks to like move around and like zoom in, zoom out, like all of that stuff, like it really takes some getting used to. I don't know.
But you did eventually get there, right? Like
kind of, but like I feel like it's actually been like maybe 2 weeks since I've played. I feel like now, like going back, and 2 weeks isn't that long of a time. I feel like I'm gonna have to relearn like everything and get used to the feel again. Like, is that how it kind of was on PC, Linz? Was it very like...
Not at all. It was super intuitive and easy to use on PC, which is why I feel bad that you guys played it this way, because it's such a good game to me and I've loved it so much. But yeah, I do agree, like it doesn't go as easily with a controller, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like some games like you can play on a PC, like an FPS, for example, like a good one, like you can play easily on PC versus on a console, but it just, I don't know. This game is not one of those games, unfortunately. I don't think. I just wish you guys could have experienced like the PC version so you could see a little more deeply into the game. But anyway.
Yeah, no, I definitely, like, I don't disagree with you. Like, I definitely like can see the appeal to the game. Like, it was it was really fun to create my house. Like, I'll have to take a picture so we can include it in like our social media and stuff because I'm pretty proud of it. But it just even just like when I was playing live mode and watching my sim do different things or trying to get her to do different things, just like sometimes like I couldn't find her and like just trying to like move around the cameras and try to like, okay, wait, where did she go? Okay. Oh, no, I got it all messed up. Like it was a little frustrating in that regard too. So I think the biggest downfall of playing of Sims on the PlayStation is the controls.
Yeah.
Right.
I agree with that.
But I do have good things to say about this game. I do. Because like I said, what?
It's such a design heavy game, as in you're designing so many things at the beginning that there is definitely that learning curve. And then I think once you get a hold of it, it becomes a lot more fun to play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I like I said, I had a really good time designing my house, like building it and then designing it. And Lindsay did have to help me a couple of times with like, I'm like, how do I make a room? Like, it's not working. Like, I can't put a roof here. Like, why isn't it considered a room? It was just like silly things. And she helped me like design the roof too, because I was like all sorts of confused with that. Again, I blame the controls. But once I did design my house, it was fun to try to start the relationships with my sim. Like I tried to get her to make friends and tried to like, cause my goal was like, I wanted to like go on dates and like find the one, that was kind of my Sims thing. She was very flirty. And I like the first guy I meet and he was really cute. And I'm like, oh, you want to come over and hang out? So he like comes and hangs out. We're like friends and being flirty. And
Did
I like
do it.
No, I like click on his like little like profile at the bottom to like read more about him. And it says he's married. And I'm like, what? No.
That animal.
I was like, he's coming over to my house all the time. And so I tried to like find, okay, here's a funny story. So I tried to find another guy instead. And so like I was just like out on my sidewalk and there was a guy passing by and I was just kind of like, oh hey, and we started talking and we didn't talk for very long until I asked him to come over and hang out. So he comes inside and it was like in the middle of the day, but I had just, in my house, I had like a mini bar or a bar and I wanted to like, I'm like, oh, I want to make a drink for you. And so like I go upstairs and I start making him a drink. And then all of a sudden, like it shows that his sim is like angry and he goes downstairs and goes out my back door to my garbage can and he kicks it over and spills trash everywhere. And then he comes back inside and I was just like, excuse me? And so I kicked him out. Like I hurried and clicked on him and I'm like, get out of my house. And I was like, what provoked him to go outside? Like, did he not want to drink in the middle of the day? Like, was I being like, I don't know. It was so weird.
You never found out the answer?
No. And I never invited him over. And there was like another time he texted me and was like, oh, can I come over? And I was like, nope.
Marley has hard and fast rules with her Sims, man.
You don't come over and vandalize my home. Excuse me?
I mean, that's a fair rule.
Anyways, it was really funny too. Like I was just like in shock, and also it was actually really funny. I'm like, what is he doing?
The dating and relationships are always the fun I have on Sims. I always make my character kind of a whore.
Jeez.
You know what? It's not hurting anyone.
I mean, I'm not saying I don't make my Sims serial killers, but come on.
Serial killer's fine.
Is that an option?
You can be like a murderer. Well, you can't really like murder a Sim, but you can like kill them. Like you can just be like, "Oh, come in my swimming pool. Oh, where's the ladder?"
Oh,
You know?
oh, so you don't like stab them or strangle them?
No. That would be really fun though.
I will be. Because all of us are into like true crime and shit now.
Yeah.
Like stab people so you don't stab them in real life.
Oh my gosh. Oh my
I don't
God.
know. I don't know if they would change the rating or what, but if they made a DLC of that, that would make me much happy.
And then
Oh my
cops
goodness.
start playing it so they can find out these people who do really violent crimes against others.
Oh my gosh. And then you could have like an investigator Sim trying to figure it out.
That's something that I think Sims really needs is cross-platform gaming.
Oh,
And gaming with other Sim people.
online gaming.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree because I think it would be really awesome for for our Sims to like go to each other's houses and be like, oh, this is way cool. Oh, I like this wallpaper that you chose, or like feed them and whatever it is else that Sims do.
It would pretty much be like Animal Crossing, but for Sims.
Right? Why
That'd be
don't
pretty
they
cool.
have that?
I think because it was more targeted towards kids and they didn't want like, too much home wrecking going on. I don't know.
And
I don't
Animal
have an answer.
Crossing isn't
You
geared
can't
towards kids?
you can't marry someone's partner in Animal Crossing. You can't
Okay.
murder their children, like
I see the problem with that now.
yeah.
But I guess like if you were going to do like a version where you can play with other people, you should have some rules.
Yeah. There should be consent involved.
Yes, lots of that.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, I always wanted my Sim to woohoo.
She was very sexually active.
That's one of my critiques too is that there's very limited kid and toddler choices. Because this time around, I actually did make my family instead of just whoring around town. And so I spent a lot of time making me. I mean, probably not a lot of time compared to what Marley and Lindsay did, especially Lindsay. But a lot of time for me. I spent a lot of time making Blake. And then when it came to Aria, there was only like 6 little girl haircuts and not a lot of little girl clothing. So
DLC.
Yes, I do not have any DLCs. But kids and toddlers, I think I guess you can DLC it up by I always hate that though. Like you have to buy more shit to play the game to its full functionality.
Yeah, no.
Which I guess I shouldn't complain about because it was a free game, but still.
Initially, yeah, because it was part of the PSN Plus. But no, I'm right there with you, Steph. Like I don't like doing in-game purchases or having to pay like for DLCs. I mean, it depends on the game. Like I do like DLCs when it's more of like a story-based game because that just means you get more of the story. But with Sims, like a game like Sims, where it's very much like create your own world kind of game, I don't know. I personally I wouldn't bother. I don't know. It's hard. I mean, even games like can't you like buy like expansions and other like fun things to unlock like in Fortnite and you can like pay extra for stuff?
I think skins, but I'm not a Fortnite person. I couldn't tell you for sure.
Yeah, you can buy like custom skins and stuff in Fortnite.
Yeah. So I don't know. There's just I just don't. I'm like, I already bought the game. I don't want to have to pay more for it. Kind of attitude.
Yeah, been playing like the Disney phone game, and it's really cool. You battle people with your favorite Disney characters, but it is one of those things where it's like, if you want to be the best or you want to have the coolest Disney characters, you have to pay money, and like substantial amounts of money. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I know. I don't even like spending my own personal money in Pokemon Go. I'll admit I have done it a few times especially like back when I was more into participating in the community days, because like I wanted to make sure I had egg incubators and the double points XP eggs and stuff. So I wanted to make sure I had all that prepared. So there were times I spent like $5. So it's really not that much either, but that's like the only time I've paid extra in a game.
Yeah, we don't have that much money. Stop making us buy things for your games to be at their full functionality.
And that is an EA specialty, if I can just say. Like, that's EA's jam, is like upcharging. And they'll be like, oh, here, like, buy this while you're playing the game. Buy this for 2 less minutes on this, or, for quicker upgrades or whatever it is. It's microtransactions. That's the word I was looking for. Stupid. We're not into it. It ruins the game.
So, Lindsay, tell us, unless Steph, was there anything else you wanted to kind of touch on with about Sims?
I talked about toddlers, and I talked about trying to have sex with everyone, so I think we're good.
Cool.
Oh dear.
So Lindsay, why don't you tell us some of your favorite things about Sims? Like what?
I love the Sims, you guys. So like,
Lindsay definitely has the most experience with this game.
Yeah, I know this like wasn't your jam, and I can understand why, because of how you had to play it. But it's just a special game. Like I've played it since The Sims 1. And I've been really in like a loyal Sims person ever since. But what?
Did they call you Simmers or Simbies or
no
Bees?
None of those things. Just a Sim player. But yeah, like I just really love the game. I think my favorite thing about the game is like the animations. They're just so special. Like when your Sim eats something good or bad, or does something good or bad, like they get the funniest little faces and the funniest little like, expressions and stuff like that. Like, and I like the sounds they make. Like I like everything about the Sims themselves, and I like everything about like, I don't know, like the gameplay. Like it's just really fun. Like there were sometimes I'd go and build for hours and hours and hours, and then there'd be sometimes I would play just like the live mode for hours and hours, and just be like, oh, like what can I do? Like what, like, and I try to get my full experience out of the game and do everything you can possibly do. Reach the top of every career track and see what the different bonuses are. Have different types of Sims, have different, aspirations and stuff like that. And I just really enjoyed exploring those things. And yeah, I don't know. I've probably spent, a good couple 100 hours per every time I play it. Like I just really like this game, and I don't know, it's just like really mentally healthy for me to play it sometimes, because like it's just so chill. I don't know, like it's so relaxing to like build a beautiful home, and like when you don't have to worry about the controls like you guys kind of were, like when it, like I said, like when it's intuitive and when it's easy, you can just really like make some incredible spaces, and you can make some incredible Sims that do cool things. Like I had a superhero Sim and I had a super villain Sim, and they would go head to head all the time. And then I had the reporter Sim who would like write about it. You know, it was just it was fun. Like I just had like this whole network of people and relationships with each other. It was just cool. I don't know.
Yeah, I like that. It's way
There's
cool.
a lot you can do, and you know, the sky's the limit. So
I do think it is kind of one of those like Zen games where you can just play it and fade it out a little bit. Like it's not, you don't have to put all, you don't have to put your all into it all the time.
right.
And sometimes that is super nice. Like, I started Last of Us last night.
Woo!
Yeah, and it was fun, but it was the 4th of July yesterday, and so it was like one of those days where you were like super busy all the time. I think we lost Lynn's.
Oh no, did her phone die?
I think so. Should we just finish up? I mean,
well, we still gotta do our rating.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there she is.
Sorry, keep going, Steph. It was one of those days.
No, you're good. Yeah, yesterday was the 4th of July, so it was like a busy day already. And then we started Last of Us 2, which isn't a bad thing, but like after a long day, you're kind of like, I don't know how much of this I can handle. And so I feel like sometimes a game like The Sims, I feel like a game like Overwatch or a game like Journey even, or just like phone games, sometimes you need something like that where you can just blob without a bra on. Like with a drink in your hand and not have to like focus on getting all the baddies all the time or being in stealth mode. I'm so bad at stealth mode.
Oh, honey, you gotta.
You're gonna get good at it.
Stealth is your friend in The Last of Us.
Oh, I'm not a good stealth person in real life either. I am
even on the very light mode, which is the easiest mode. Like you could try to go guns a-blazing, but it'll still be a challenge. I mean, it's you could definitely try, but I'm just saying it's not that easy. So stealth is your friend, especially when there's zombies.
Well, we all know I don't plan on surviving a zombie apocalypse if it happens.
Anyway, is there anything else that we want to say about Sims before we do our rating?
I think that's all I've got.
Okay.
I feel like this is a beloved game, so we'd love to hear your guys' opinion about it. And if you have any tips and tricks for PlayStation mode,
please. Yeah, I definitely want to play more. Like I'm not done. I also got really busy with The Last of Us, so it's been on the back burner. Yeah. So we had Ruby Snap cookies that were delicious, and we can use those as our rating if we want.
They were good. We love Ruby Snap.
I know, Lindsay, you weren't there, but
I had some mint Milanos. I'll
use those. We love mint Milanos.
Those are also delicious. Okay, yeah. I'll go first. Okay. Well, I feel like I need to give like two different ratings. Like I need to give a rating for like the game and then a rating for it on PlayStation.
Yeah.
So like the game, I want to give it a 4. I think the game to me it's very aesthetically pleasing. I like the graphics. I like it, and my house is really pretty. It's very like boutique and luxurious, and it's really fun. And but playing it on PlayStation, I'm gonna have to give it like a 2.
Yeah.
Because it's so maybe this kind of averages out to 3. I don't know, however you want to rate my rating. But I like this game. I want to play
other podcasts where we rate ratings.
Oh, I like this game. I want to play some more, especially when I want something just kind of chill to play. And but I like it. Like I do like it. There's just my only complaint is playing it on the PlayStation. It's just not easy. I wish I had a mouse in my hand so I could like move around a lot easier.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh, and that was Ruby Snap cookies. Delicious sugar cookies with I think it's like beet frosting or something. It's so good. Beet buttercream. Anyways.
I think I'll probably give it about 3.5 or 4. Probably a 3.5 overall. It's not. I enjoy Sims. It's not my type of game. So yeah, I'll give it about 3.5 overall. On top of all the like logistical and technical PS4 issues, but it's cute.
Yeah. Okay.
That's about all I have about it.
That's fair.
I'm giving it a whopping 4.5. I think my standard rating is what 4.5 is, but like I really love this game. I think it was easier for me to adapt to the PlayStation because I knew what I could do. I knew what, I could do. It was just figuring out how to do it. So yeah, I'd say I give it a pretty high rating because I've spent a lot of time on this game and I've really loved it. So yeah.
Sim,
What do you guys think?
You did good. You did good, partner.
I think she meant to our listeners. What do they think?
Oh.
Is that what you meant, Liz?
Yeah, that is what I meant, but I didn't mind hearing that I did good, so I'm
Yeah,
gonna
partner.
roll with it. Partner.
Yeah, we'd love to hear your guys' opinions on it as well. We'd also love it if you guys gave us a follow on Instagram, Facebook, if you want to shoot us a Gmail.
Twitter.
We always like word of mouth too. We don't really do anything to advertise our show, so if you just tell your friends, that's good enough for me.
Yeah, totally.
If you're not a social media person, like me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we gotta give options. We gotta give options for my kind of people.
Don't discount Marley's Twitter and my Insta.
Yeah.
In the advertising realms.
I do so much for Twitter.
Amazing work. You guys do amazing stuff. I don't ever want to say otherwise. I'm not a social media person, so
it's all good.
Anyway. Thanks for listening, guys.
Yourself.
Yeah, thank you so much for listening. We really appreciate you guys. Feel free to also give us a rating on Apple Podcasts.
Yes.
Yeah, we love that. We love
questions for games we should rate as well. That would be
Oh yeah, totally.
Speaking of which, I think we're going to do Battlefront 2 coming up soon.
Yes, really soon we should. Is in the works.
Yes.
Stay tuned for that person who commented that we should do that. We're listening. We've got our eyes open.
But until then, you should grab some friends.
And
eat some cookies.
And play some video games.
Goodbye.
Yay! Yeah.
This has been a Stolen Droids Media production.